It's a matter of opinion. If I'm right, I'm leaving off one out to go outside, putting chores and obligations on our part.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you guys about 61-year-old Jose Alba. Jose Alba was an individual that worked at the Blue Moon convenience store in Harlem, New York. He's now facing murder charges for stabbing 35-year-old Austin Simmons. He's out on bail. His bail was initially set at $500,000 and has been reduced to $50K. Now get this, all of this began from a bag of chips and a declined EBT card. Now since this happened, video footage has dropped and there's a lot of public outcry backing Mr. Alba because they felt like he was acting in self-defense. And he himself said, I was acting in self-defense. Now this all started with Mr. Simon's girlfriend. She went to the convenience store, she had her daughter with her, did a little bit of shopping, went to pay for the items, her EBT card was declined. When the EBT card was declined, they had a little dispute. Mr. Alba grabbed the chips out of the daughter's hands and the girlfriend did not take kindly to it and pretty much said, I'm gonna get my boyfriend to come back here and F you up, so to speak. Mr. Alba then replied, it's not my fault that the machine is not working or your card isn't working. I'm paraphrasing here, but you get the gist of it.
You done f***ed up, you know that, don't you?
I
See what I'm saying?
I thought...
No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done f***ed up now, you know that, don't you?
A few minutes later, Austin Simon shows up to the store, goes right behind the counter, push this man, start verbally assaulting him. When Mr. Alba gets up to try to walk away, he tries to impede him from leaving. That's when Mr. Alba grabbed the knife, stabbed him 5 times, and took the man's life. Now, if you want to see the video of the altercation, the link is in the description. But I must warn you, it is graphic. Now I'm gonna just cut the chase and not BS you. I believe this man should not be charged for murder. There's absolutely no reason why this man should be charged for murder. If you look at the video carefully, you see that the man confronted him, actually pushed him when he confronted him, and when the man attempts to leave to avoid the confrontation, he's grabbing him and trying to impede him, like saying, where are you going? And try to hold him back. Now, one could argue he didn't know if he had a weapon on him. It's not like he was punching him or whatever the case may be, but let's look at it in the eyes of this individual. Here you have a 61-year-old man. Hell, I'm 42 years old, and when it comes to exerting myself, I don't bounce back as easy as I did 15, let alone 20 years ago. So here you have a 61-year-old man who literally heard a woman say, I'm gonna get my boyfriend to come F you up. That man now comes into the store, he's half your age, confronts you by pushing you. So now he's screaming in your face, basically verbally abusing you. And I'm pretty sure you have the girlfriend behind the counter who's egging him on, riling him up. And then when you try and leave, the man is grabbing you, impeding your movement. Hell, in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't know what this person is capable of, or my life is in danger. So yeah, I'm gonna defend myself. Could one argue that it might have been excessive? Possibly, but at the end of the day, if I feel like my life is threatened, to me, there's no case of excessive. I'm just gonna take whatever action to protect myself. Now, one thing I also wanna add to the equation is, fellas, if you see women like this, run away from them. The reason why I say this is because a real woman will not let you embarrass yourself or try to use you as a weapon to act out their frustration, so to speak. See, if this young man would have walked into the store and find out what's going on, send her away so that men can speak about the situation and come to resolving the situation. Because a lot of times men can talk about something, they'll come to a resolution without having violence. Now, of course, if violence is needed, violence is gonna go down. But not in a lot of cases do you see violence is needed for 2 men to handle something. Now, of course, if you have the woman or people looking for a spectacle, of course, they're gonna look to add fuel to the fire to put it to the point where you feel like now you gotta prove yourself. That's another thing too. A lot of men wind up saying, hey, I gotta prove myself to my lady, show how tough I am, so to speak. But if that woman actually care about you, she don't want you making a fool of yourself and she won't put you in a compromised position. Think about it. There's a lot of guys now in penitentiary that's in there because they wanted to prove themselves to a woman or they got into a compromised situation because somebody else put them in that compromised position. So fellas, don't fall victim to these type of games because as you see, your life can definitely be on the line and we don't want that. So be careful in these situations and look to get to the bottom of things instead of coming into the scene with violence as your first priority. And we definitely gotta look to revamp the self-defense laws when it comes to New York, New Jersey. I don't know about other states, but I do know the self-defense in those 2 states are kind of wonky. True story for you. I know a young woman who was coming home late at night. A man comes and attempts to rob her. The man punches her in the face, basically physically assaults her to the point that she felt her life was in danger. She had a pair of scissors in her bag, and she took the scissors and lunged at him with it. It cut his shirt, but it didn't cut him. Do you realize if the scissors would have cut him or that man would have died, that she would be facing charges? You're like, but wait a minute, she was defending herself. That makes absolutely no sense. That's how the laws play in New Jersey. I think it might be similar in New York. I could be wrong, but just think about it. Instead of defending yourself, they rather you call 911 or call the authorities. Meanwhile, you're trying to escape danger. You could be sitting there in a pool of blood. Whatever the case may be, that's what you're supposed to do. While you had the perfect chance to actually defend yourself, and now you're getting penalized for it. Does that make sense to you guys? Because it definitely doesn't make any sense to me. So in my opinion, we need to really push these lawmakers so that they can revamp this self-defense law so that we can feel protected when we're facing danger. With that being said, I seriously hope they drop the murder charges. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I would love to hear your take on the matter. Do you feel that he should be facing murder charges, or do you agree that the murder charges should be dropped? Let us know in the comment section. I would love to hear your take on the matter. If this is your first time here, consider hitting that subscribe button and clicking that notification bell so you can be notified for more content like this, and definitely smash that like button. Join us on all our other platforms. The links are in the description. That's going to do it for this episode of Matter of Opinion. I'm your boy Walls P, and we will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.
It's a matter of opinion.